Director for Manhattan's Community Development Department and the project lead for the drafting of the Manhattan Development Code. One of the things that the Community Development Department set out to do when drafting the Manhattan Development Code was to make it simpler to use and to make the regulations easier to understand. We hope we accomplish this goal by how the code is organized, how we use more tables and graphics to show and explain the regulations, and by having the development code created to be used online with the Encode Plus website for the new development code. Encode Plus was created by Kendra Keith's Collaborative, the project consulting team that helped the city draft the new set of development regulations. This website is used to view, search, and implement zoning and subdivision regulations. Although the code is not completed and adopted yet, we're in the final version that we're excited to show to the public. And folks can go to this website to see the final drafted version. So to help with that, this video is a look at Encode Plus and gives some guidance on how to navigate to view the new Manhattan Development Code. So as you can see, this is the home page. Like any website, the look and the feel of the home page may change over time, but the big thing to remember is to look for the view button, which on my computer is shown here. Depending on if you're viewing it on a phone or a laptop or multiple screens, the view may change. So there may be a drop-down menu of sorts. But as long as you find the view button, you can click on it and get you to the Manhattan Development Code. So the Development Code will live in Chapter 26 of the Manhattan Code of Ordinance. And as you click down, you can see the MDC, or the Manhattan Development Code, is organized by articles, divisions, and then the individual sections and subsections. So here we're looking at some standards for limited and conditional uses. The nice thing about having the MDC live online and be used online is with its built-in functionality. So you can click on an underlined word that means it has a definition, and as you hover over it, it'll pop up the definition as it relates to the Manhattan Development Code. When there's a reference to a section someplace outside of the page you're looking at, you can click on it and it'll take you right there. And so you can see the related regulations that apply to what you're just looking at. To go back, just hit the back arrow on any web browser and it'll take you back to the page that you were looking at. Additionally, Encode Plus allows us to link to documents outside of the development code. So if we could go to Division 1A, General Provisions, and under Jurisdiction, you'll find that we have some regulations referencing the Joint Land Use Study. And so by clicking on it, it'll take you to the city's webpage related to that land use study. That was done in conjunction with Fort Riley, Riley County, and the other communities that surround Fort Riley military installation. To get back to the web page or to this article that you're on, you just click back on your web browser. A pro tip here, if you would like to open this document or go to this external site in a different tab, all you would have to do is right click and ask it to open in a new tab or new window, and bam, it'll do it for you. Some other functions on this page, as you see it, is you're able to print the page that you're looking at. So here we would be printing the section 1A4 jurisdiction, and that would print. So you just check all the articles that you would like. If for some reason you wanted to print the whole kit and caboodle, just hit this top checkbox and then the print icon, and away you go. You would print out the entire set of regulations. So if you click the PDF button, it would create a PDF of particular section or division that you're looking on, so you can save it for a computer viewing if you'd like. A couple more functionalities with this page. You can use these previous and forward arrows to take you to the previous section or the next. And you're also able to enlarge or shrink the font size as you're viewing it online. So Encode Plus also provides a lot of great tools. Because the development code is still in draft form and it has not officially been adopted. That'll come in a few months. Some of these tabs to tools up top are not fully functional yet, but we're excited to get them soon. And when they are up and going, we'll create another instructional video on how to use those. But to quickly go through and explain each of these, the search button is fairly straightforward. You can put in a land use or a term. This is not as handy maybe as Google is. So if you have a string of words, you'll need to use the and, or, and not button to combine multiple words for your regulation search. So if, for instance, you wanted to find where a restaurant, different requirements for restaurants, type that in, and then you would find the definitions, off-street parking requirements, and then where restaurants are referenced in different land uses for different zoning regulations. Speaking of land use, this will be a tool that's be available to us soon. As you can see, it's still under development, but you'd be able to plug in what land use you're looking for, be it a gas station or a coffee shop, and it would pull up all the applicable land use requirements for it. Archives will be a nice feature for staff, at least, to look back at the evolution of the development code. Right now, if you pull this drop-down box, you would see all the different revisions that we created through the drafting of the development code. Once the MDC is adopted, these will go away generally, and you would just see the different iterations of the development code as things are revised and added onto, and the Manhattan Development Code evolves. Under Maps, you'll go to a new window that brings up the city zoning map. So these are all the new zoning districts as they are proposed with the MDC. You see here on my screen, the right-hand side is the legends of all the different districts. If you want to hide that, just click the up arrow. And we'll scroll down to City Hall here at 11th points to show you the functions of the web map. You can zoom in with your mouse or the plus and minus buttons. And here you see City Hall. Like any good web map, you're able to change the different base maps. So we'll select one here with the aerial image and street names underneath it. And you can see, oddly enough, that the City Hall is split between two zoning districts. The business commercial along points, the northern half, and then the residential low density to the south. And if we click on the parcel, you're able to see not only parcel information, but then also the zoning regulations or the zoning districts as they apply. And this web map's functionality will also get built out over time. If you go back to Legends, you can undo the zoning layers and any other layers that you're interested in turning off. And you can also use some of these tools such as draw button. Say you want to draw in where a garage may be. You can also measure. So if you wanted to measure from a property line to a structure, you can use that measurement tool to know what your setback is. So here you can see that we're roughly 60 feet back from the front property line. So that gives you an idea of the zoning map that comes with Encode Plus. Going back to the website, calculators is still under development, but this is going to be a super handy tool for when you need to do some hard math to figure out parking or sign allowances, landscape requirements, etc. And so once those tools are up and going, we're excited to show you that, and we'll create another how-to video for that functionality. Once people get used to the development code, this tables button I think will be handy. So instead of thumbing through web pages or remembering where a particular table is that gives the regulations, you can go to this tab and just realize I need to figure out what my parking requirements are. Click that tab, and once this is complete, all the residential and non-residential tables for parking standards will be here, and so you can just quickly go to it to find what your required parking is. And then last tool that we're still building out is links to all the applicable plans. So we'll have a bunch more hyperlinks to different plans that we have for Manhattan. And we're also creating a new set of applications. And so that will also have links to our applications that go along with the new development code. So that was the nuts and bolts look at the Encode Plus site for the Manhattan Development Code. As I mentioned a couple times, some of the tools are still being designed, and when they're complete, we'll create another video or videos to give you a tour of that and teach you how to use those. So come back to engagemhk.org and find more instructional videos as well as informational videos on the changes to the proposed development code. Thank you very much for tuning in, and if you have any questions, please give the Community Development Department a call, and you have yourself a great day.